All right, today we're going to talk about a technology that isn't just a simple upgrade. It's more like a complete reinvention of how our devices connect to the internet. We are talking about Wi-Fi 7 and its incredible promise to finally kill one of the most annoying things in our digital lives: lag. Okay, that is a huge claim, right? Physically impossible. I mean, come on. For years, the whole story with new Wi-Fi was just faster, faster, faster. But this upgrade, it's aiming at something way more important than just speeding up your downloads. It's about making your connection feel totally instantaneous. And look, that's a totally fair question. We've all been through this before, right? Wi-Fi 4, then 5, then 6, each one promising a better, faster experience. So what in the world makes Wi-Fi 7 so different? Well, to really get it, we need to understand who the real enemy of a good connection has been all along. That's right. We have all been obsessed with our internet speeds, megabits, gigabits per second. But the real villain, the thing that makes your game stutter or your Zoom call freeze up, it's not the total size of your internet pipe. It's the delay. So let's break this down because it's super important. Think of speed, or throughput, as how wide a highway is. It's great for moving a ton of cars at once, like when you're downloading a massive 8K movie. But responsiveness, or latency, is the time it takes for just one car to get from the start of the highway to the end. And for anything happening in real time, gaming, video calls, you name it, that delay is everything. So why has this delay, this latency, been such a nagging problem for so long? Well, it all comes down to a really basic design flaw that's been in every single version of Wi-Fi up until now. And don't get me wrong, we've made some incredible progress. Wi-Fi 4 gave us multiple antennas. Wi-Fi 5 pushed us past the gigabit barrier, and Wi-Fi 6 got a lot smarter about handling crowded networks. But here's the thing, the secret bottleneck: your phone, your laptop. It could only ever use one of those Wi-Fi bands at a time. Just one. And this is the perfect way to picture it. All your important data is stuck on a one-lane highway. It doesn't matter if the speed limit is 1,000 miles an hour. If one slow car, or, in the Wi-Fi world, some interference from your microwave or your neighbor's network, gets in the way, boom, you've got a massive traffic jam. And that traffic jam is the lag we all know and absolutely hate. And this is where Wi-Fi 7 just completely flips the script. It introduces a concept that's not about making that one highway wider or faster. No, it's about building brand new highways right alongside the old one, and then letting your data use all of them at the same time. This game changer is called multi-link operation, or MLO. Now, the part of this that you really need to pay attention to, the part that changes everything, is that last phrase, "at the exact same time." See, you might have heard of tri-band routers before, but your phone still had to choose just one of those bands to use. MLO is different. Your phone can now have a live, active connection to the 5 gigahertz band and the 6 gigahertz band simultaneously. That one-lane road we talked about, it's now a multi-lane superhighway. So how does having all these connections actually kill lag? Well, this is where MLO gets really clever. It doesn't just jam all the lanes together. It uses them in two completely different, really smart ways depending on what you're actually doing. Okay, so the first mode is just pure, raw power. It's called stripped MLO. Imagine you're downloading a giant file. It chops that file into little pieces, sends some pieces over the 5 gigahertz link, and the other pieces over the 6 gigahertz link, all at once. Then it puts them back together on the other side. The result? You get the combined speed of both bands, which is just insane for huge downloads. But this is the real magic. This is called reliability mode, or redundant MLO. For stuff that's super sensitive to delay, like your character's movement in a game, it doesn't split the data. It does something wild. It duplicates it. It sends an identical copy of the data down both the 5 and 6 gigahertz highways at the exact same moment. Whichever packet gets there first wins. The other one, it just gets tossed. And that is precisely why that physically impossible claim we started with actually starts to make sense. With this redundant mode, there's no single point of failure. If your 5 gigahertz link suddenly gets hit with interference, who cares? The 6 gigahertz link already delivered an identical copy of the data. The delay is completely masked, and for you, the user, the lag just vanishes. So, what can you actually do with a wireless connection that's this reliable and this fast? This is so much bigger than just faster web browsing. This opens the door for things that, until now, you really needed to plug in an Ethernet cable for, or just weren't possible at all. The implications here are just massive. Think about cloud gaming that feels exactly like you're playing on a local console, or VR and AR headsets that are totally wireless but don't make you sick because there's no lag. And then you get to the serious stuff. This technology becomes the backbone for mission-critical things, like remote surgery or automated smart factories, where even a millisecond of lag is a total deal-breaker. And yeah, just in case you were wondering, on top of basically solving lag, Wi-Fi 7 is also just ridiculously, ridiculously fast. Thanks to some other new features, like enormous 320 megahertz wide channels, the theoretical top speed is over 40 gigabits per second. So you get the speed and the instant response. Okay, so you're probably thinking, I want in. I want a world without lag. What do you actually need to do to make it happen? Well, like with pretty much every big Wi-Fi jump, it's a two-part deal. You've got to have the whole toolkit for this to work. First, you need a Wi-Fi 7 router. That's the brains of the operation, the hub that manages all these simultaneous connections. And second, you need a device that's also Wi-Fi 7 compatible, a new phone, a new laptop, a new VR headset. For MLO to do its thing, both ends of the conversation have to be speaking the same new language. You know, by solving this core reliability problem, Wi-Fi 7 really elevates wireless from just being a technology of convenience to being one of absolute dependability, something you can trust just as much as a physical cable. And it really makes you wonder, now that wireless lag is basically a solved problem, what's the next impossible digital problem that we all just take for granted today that's going to be the next to go?